Today I'm going to be going over exactly how much I spend in a month living in London. Welcome back to my channel, guys. I'm so happy to be doing this video today. For those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Kiona. I am a 27-year-old that has moved abroad from her hometown in Montreal, Canada, and I'm currently living at my first destination, London. My goal essentially is to travel around the world, experience things, live in different places, and bring that value to you guys. So today we are going to be talking about exactly how much I spend in a month living abroad in London. I'm going to be going over with you guys exactly what I spend my money on and how much I spend, and we're going to be adding all of that up at the end to get a total of how much it costs me to live in London per month. But before we get started, I think it's just important to note that this is a 27-year-old female's lifestyle in London. I think it's also just important to let you guys know that I'm not exactly the type to go out a lot. I'm not exactly the type to, go shopping and buy a lot of stuff. So I'm very more of like a minimalistic kind of person. I obviously do treat myself, but I'm definitely not an excessive kind of person with an excessive lifestyle. So that's just something to note before we actually get into my expenses. I also live with roommates, so I am sharing the rent with a couple of other people. Obviously, I don't have kids or anybody that depends on me, so I think that is important to note too. And I work in a mix of hospitality and also freelancing. So I do have kind of two jobs at the moment. I am working at a physical location as well as for myself. So I think it's important just to note my lifestyle, because that obviously does affect how much I spend per month and how much it costs me to live in London. And finally, lastly, before we get into it, if you like this video, if it brings you value in any way, just quickly hit the like button. It's a small way to massively support the channel. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So for this video, I actually took my expenses for November because it is the last month that is sort of relevant to this video. Just because obviously December, you're spending a lot more, it's the holidays, and also I was not even in London at that time for half of the month. I was back home in Canada, and January, obviously, I didn't choose that month because it's a time where everyone's resting, it's a lot of downtime from the holidays, you're obviously spending a lot less than you normally would. So yeah, I chose November just because it is the most relevant month to show you guys exactly how much I spent. In that month, I didn't increase or decrease my spending, I just spent as I normally would. I did do a little research because I was curious, and apparently if you are a single person between the ages of 20 and 30, you need approximately 45k in order to live a comfortable life in London. For my Canadian folks, that is a $73,000 salary, and for my US folks, that is about a $54,000 a year salary. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about how much money I make because that's not relevant. The goal of this video is to just show you exactly how much I spend living in London in 1 month. Maybe this can give you guys just a bit of perspective of if you can afford to live in London every month, or just to give you guys a perspective of how much it costs somebody. So the first category is food, fun, and miscellaneous. This includes things like groceries, Amazon orders, Uber Eats, all of that stuff. I just put it all into one just because I thought the next category that I'm gonna do is bills. So let's get into the first category, food, fun, and miscellaneous. And the first thing on that list is groceries. So for the month of November, I spent a total of £234 and 11 pence on groceries. I don't even really know whether that is cheap or expensive. I don't know if that's a normal price range, but I think it is important to note that I do buy inexpensive ingredients and I buy things to make in bulk. So I think that I don't really think I spend too much on groceries, but I'm not sure. Comment down below if I spend more or less than you, if that's a normal amount. I have no clue. Next, we have my spending for restaurants, going out, and ordering food. So for November, I spent a total of £85 and 30 pence on restaurants, going out, and ordering food. This included one restaurant, one cafe, one bar, and one Uber Eats delivery. I don't really order out much, I don't really go out much, but that's mostly just because I'm in a phase in my life where I'm just all about my work and focusing on that and saving money. So I definitely did a fair amount amount of that in my early 20s, so I have got it out of my system, and now I'm just in the moment where I'm just more focused on working and growing my career and saving money. So next point is Uber/taxis. Now I spent a total of £6.97. I believe I took like one ride to work one day because I was late. I really don't know, but I don't really get Ubers or taxis unless it's absolutely necessary. Especially in London, you don't really need Uber or taxis to get anywhere. It's very accessible by public transportation, so yeah. Finally, we have Amazon. So for the month of November, I spent a total of £22.94. I'm not really a huge online shopper, but yeah, I don't really spend too much on Amazon or online shopping in general, so yeah, £22.94 on Amazon. So the category food, fun, and miscellaneous has a total of £349.32. Honestly, that's pretty good. I'm kind of proud of myself hearing that number. I don't think it's too high. Yeah, I think I did a pretty good job of saving my money in that month. So obviously bills are the biggest portion of my spending, and I broke that down into 4 separate types of bills. So we have public transportation, rent, my phone bill, and the gym. So let's go over public transportation first. In the month of November, I spent a total of £97.05 on transportation. I don't know about you guys, but that sounds really expensive to me. Transportation, I find in London, is very expensive. It is worth it at the end of the day because it's very accessible, it's very fast, it's very frequent, but it is a huge portion of my spending. Next, we have the gym. So for the month of November, I spent a total of £11 on the gym. I actually have a really good plan with Pure Gym. For those of you who know, they're everywhere in London, and they're just the most accessible gym that I could find and the cheapest gym. Next, we have phone bill, and this category I actually love looking at because in Canada, the phone plans are ridiculously expensive. In London, I spent £20 on my phone bill, and I love that. Last but not least, we have rent. So I actually live in Greenwich. It's not too far from Central. I live in a 5-bedroom house with 4 other roommates, and the amount I pay for my room, £640 per month. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that's actually very expensive to me. I think for that much money, I can buy a really nice studio, or at least a 1-bedroom in Montreal, where I'm from. Rent is ridiculously expensive in London, so that is obviously a huge portion of where my spending goes. So if you add that all up, that leaves me with a total of £1,117.37. For some perspective, that is about $1,800 Canadian and $1,300 American. Let me know in the comments if you think that's expensive or cheap. I honestly have no idea. I feel like that is actually a good amount to spend per month, but I really don't have anything to compare it to. Personally, I think living in London is actually very manageable. Yes, it's very expensive, but if you can budget your money properly and stick to a budget, limit your spending in areas that you can, then I think that it's actually very manageable to live in a city like London. I hope this video gave you a better understanding of just how much it costs to live in London, even if it is under my specific circumstances. So if you enjoyed this video, just give it a quick like, and don't forget to hit subscribe because I have a bunch more content coming out. I post new content every single week, but I will see you guys on the next one.